On the phone right now with us is the 53rd mayor of the city of Atlanta, who will turn 93 years of age in August. The Honorable Sam Massell joins us, and longtime founder and czar of the Buckhead Coalition, recently retired. And Mayor, thank you for being up with us at such an early hour here on Saturday morning. We appreciate you being with us as you watch these pictures of your beloved city and Buckhead. Tell me what's going through your mind tonight.
Well, first I want to thank you for the good service that your station is providing. It's very important that the community knows what's going on and gets accurate reporting, and so we depend on you to continue that. I know you've been working long hours for this, but it's saddening to me, of course. As a white guy who's been involved in the civil rights movement for 50 years, it's just unfortunate and disappointing to see this happen in my city, and particularly in the community of Buckhead, where I've spent the last 33 years building better relations between whites and blacks and the police and the citizenry at large. And so that's the first thing, is that we have to look at what's happening and realize that this is not helping those who have tried to and been successful in making reforms and bringing about better conditions and relations. That this is taking 2 steps backward for the 1 step forward. And I just want to plead with the people involved that they select some leaders that the mayor can meet with. Mayor Bottoms has done a wonderful job in addressing the community at large, and her words are well intended and filled with emotion and integrity. She knows what she's saying, as does Chief Shields. Erica Shields does a tremendous job. Even the African American community has accepted her on an equal basis, as they do me from time to time. It's just something that we all have to work together, but introducing or injecting violence has never worked. It won't work this time either. It does not help their cause. It hurts it.
Mayor, you were the president of City Council. You were the head of what was called alderman on April 4th, 1968, when Dr. King was killed, and you were one of the top city leaders. And Atlanta did not burn after James Earl Ray killed Dr. King at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. It was a different time, granted, and certainly a different generation, but Atlanta's ability to cope without violence through the labyrinth of social justice and inequality has made this a very unique municipality and an extraordinary community in which to live.
Well, we were very fortunate in having the 5 predominantly black colleges at that time that produced young men and women who were just as smart and advanced and educated and traveled and informed as any other part of the community, and gave leadership. And I recall so vividly in the 60s, when I was president of the Board of Aldermen, now called City Council, that they held the sit-ins in the dime store Woolworths downtown, I believe on Marietta Street. No, it wasn't. It was on Forsyth. But that's not the important part. The part that they knew they would be arrested because they were violating the law, but they did not revert to any violence. It was one peacefully showing Riches and showing other major retailers that they were going to work for reform. and they brought about those reforms. And you know, we were fortunate in having the headquarters for SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. We were the headquarters for Dr. King's organization. We were a major office for the NAACP. We had the leadership here, and they would meet around the conference table with the white leadership on equal terms and bring about reforms. And so it was so different then that, you know, I worked through the transformation of an all-white power structure at City Hall to a predominantly black city government, and we did it peacefully without this kind of violence or any violence taking place in our city.
You know, you were born in 1927, and 1927 was the year that Lindbergh made the first transatlantic flight from New York to Paris. It was the year of the great 1927 Yankees, and the first transatlantic telephone call was made the year that you were born.
Yeah.
It gives us pause for reflection talking to you in your very long, distinguished life about racial injustice in the United States, and we haven't come far enough. We have not done a good job in this country of trying to get everybody at the table and everybody in the economy and social justice for everyone.
But we have made improvements along the way. There are more to make, of course. When I was president of the City Council, I created the Community Relations, Human Relations Commission.
Yep.
And when I became mayor, I appointed Andy Young as chairman of it. And he did a terrific job of helping separate the stress centers between whites and blacks and bringing them together to at the conference table to work out the differences. And we need that more today. This is no way to settle it. The point I'm trying to make is this is for those of us who have tried and had some success in bringing about reforms where people are treated equally, and you know, you avoid any mistreatment because of minorities, whether it's because of your race or your religion or your gender or any other grouping. It has worked well to see this as it is and admit the realities, and then move in a positive way to try to bring about reforms, because people are pretty reasonable if they know the facts and know the truth, and you have the transparency that it warrants. But violence like this just angers others, even your own followers. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.